The problem which we are proposing to solve provides a solution which will bring the world one step closer to achieving the goal of solving the grand challenge of providing access to clean water. There are many people across the world who sadly do not have access to clean water. However, some people have it significantly worse than others due to various factors such as geography and quality of infrastructure. In the case of our solution, we are aiming to aid those who have recently experienced extremely troublesome times. We are focusing on our solution on the people in Ethiopia who do not have access to clean water. Due to a recently extremely strong El Niño, Ethiopia is currently experiencing a severe drought, which makes it extremely difficult for their people to find access to any water at all, whether it be clean or not. As a result of this recent severe lack of clean water, the Ethiopian people are experiencing a nutritional crisis and are in desperate need of assistance as soon as possible.
Not only do the people of Eastern African countries have to walk miles just to find water, but having sanitary, clean water in their possession is nearly impossible. In order to solve this problem, we must rely on nearby countries. Using massive submarine pipelines, we can send millions of gallons of clean water to the struggling African countries. These underwater pipelines will span from the coasts of Saudi Arabia, who produces the most desalinated water on Earth, to the African coast, where it can be evenly distributed among the nearby countries and its inhabitants. Inside each of these pipelines will be filters that will act as multiple checkpoints for the water in order to ensure that the citizens in Africa are receiving clean water. These will be installed in 5-mile increments as many pollutants may make their way into the pipelines. Routine service will be performed on these pipelines to make sure they are up to standard and produce the maximum amount of water.
Ethiopia is a relatively poor country, so paying for the pipeline system from wealthier countries will be one of our shortcomings. Recently, gold has been discovered in many East African countries such as Ethiopia, Kenya, and Ghana. There is enough gold to pay for such an expensive undertaking. The development of our pipeline would take many years and lots of money, but it would be beneficial to many people who are suffering from the lack of clean water. Another one of our shortcomings is the technology behind it. The pipeline would be so deep in the ocean, and it will be under massive amounts of pressure and face the risk of bursting or even corroding from the salt water. It would have to be a stainless steel pipe. If a pipe were to burst because it's not stainless steel, then salt water would leak into the pipeline and contaminate the water and potentially harm thousands of people. Both of these issues need to be solved before executing our project.
The next step we need to take is to get recognized by the government of both Saudi Arabia and Ethiopia, as the pipeline system will be directly linked to both of them. Currently, the government of Ethiopia is a federal parliamentary republic which grants executive power to the prime minister. In order to get recognized by the governments, we will build a social media presence and gather a following of people who also support our cause. We will first need the support of our own government in order to influence both of the countries. This will be the most difficult part of our solution, as nobody has any connections to people of political power. Although this will be challenging, providing clean water to East African countries is utmost important. Once the main pipeline system is built, we will continue to add on to it, distributing the water to more places in need.